fantastic brother. He's had a few stories over his lifetime, you know, in which he'd like to keep quiet, I'm sure. There's a few pictures around the walls there, telling the tales. But anyway, someone like Kevin, of course, if you Google Kevin, you come up with a Kevin Finlon song. So we found one, and funny enough, it does seem to tie in with a lot of his past. In fact, all of his past. So if them people over near the bar can actually shut up. Oi, where's Mark Lewis? Mark Lewis, go over there and tell him to shut up. Calvin, you can tell him to shut up as well, if you're odd. Right. Now, if everyone is actually listening, if everyone's listening, Keep quiet, everyone! If everyone's listening.
Jesus.
Right, we're going to start.
Get in there.
Happy birthday, Kevin Finlon. It's time to celebrate. The bar's not closed till midnight, so we'll all be here till late. He loves a drop of whiskey and drinks Guinness by the score. Happy birthday, Kevin Finlon, and another 50 more. Nice bit of, how about C now, bro? Beautiful, beautiful. We've got a brilliant brother. He's 50 and 2 daisies, and we are all here tonight to sing some of his praises. Kev was born to Peg and Jim. He was happy and well fed. They thought he had it easy till they tried to put him to bed. When Mum put Kevin in his cot and tried to close the door, he'd use his head like a battering ram and start to shout and roar. Mum would come and pick him up and hold him till he slept, or the cot would be smashed to pieces and the bedclothes would be ripped. That's true. When Mum and Dad went out to town, we'd have to babysit, so we'd always stick the professionals on, and when we had watched it, we'd roll around like lunatics, waving guns and shouting oi. Everybody wanted to be Bodie, and nobody wanted to be Doyle. Kevin started at St. Mary's, where he studied at his work. He loved playing football, and his favourite teacher was Mr. Kirk. With his chair over by the window, during long hot summer days, if the work got a little bit boring, there was always somewhere to gaze. James Byrne had a bit of trouble with a gang near Priestfield Road. A dodgy pair of geezers, Berto and Romolo. So they tore around on their push bikes and did a wheelie or two, then decided they would all make friends, calling themselves the St. Mary's Crew. A good worker from an early age, he got a paper round, then a job in a warehouse in Rochester for an extra couple of £. Every day before he went to work in Century Supplies, Dad would polish his boots for him as a special little surprise. Kevin hated having shiny shoes. He used to, like, you know, if you want to get bullied at St. John Fisher, go to school with shiny shoes. Then Kevin went to secondary school and his teacher was Mr. Rutter. He only came to St. John Fisher's to show Kev how to use a computer. Mum went in to speak to him to see if Kevin was doing all right. He said school's no place for your son. He belongs on a building site. And that's true, parents' evening. St. John Fisher. So from there he went to Aylesford to learn to spin the trowel. And once he started earning money, he became a lad about the town. With his puffy shirts and loafers, he was very hard to miss. And with a liberal spray of aftershave, his beloved Aramis. Kevin bought a fast flash motor, a great big Ford Mark III, but he lost it on a roundabout and reversed into a tree. He bought another cruiser, a creamy XJ6. It had a great big boot on it, great for carrying bricks. He brought it into sight one day to show it to the blokes. It had 2 petrol filling caps and an automatic choke. Then followed a couple of handbrake turns while racing round like a nutter, till a curbstone ripped his exhaust pipes off, leaving him laying in the gutter. Then a couple over in Prince's Park wanted a wall built real nice. Kevin fancied their daughter, so he put in a real cheap price. Kevin said to Brendan, "We've got to build this wall." But Brendan ended up doing it on his own, because Kev was hardly there at all. Every time they got to site, Kev would spray on some Aramis, saying Tracy can't resist this stuff and she's bound to want a kiss. Brendan would shout to Kevin, "It's time to move the line," but he'd be over chatting up Tracy every single time. After working out England, Kev said he's moving to the States, so he immigrated to America and he nearly stayed 2 weeks. He tried to say the bricks were wrong and the bacon was too greasy, but what he really meant to say was that he missed his little Tracy. Well, soon they both got married and produced 2 fine sons, young Samuel and Oliver, who loved to play with guns. But the 2 of them weren't finished, their house was not complete, till little Aisling came along with a patter of tiny feet. Then Kevin found another love, it would really make you sick. She lives out in his garage and he calls her his little Buick. Now Kev and Tracy's going separate ways, they say they both want more. Kev is Riviera and Tracy her Z4. Now Kev's been a clean liver and he hasn't got any vices, and amazingly reaching 50, he's never had a midlife crisis. Climbing all those mountains is just good exercise, and buying old Yank cars are investments for the wise. Kev, you're a fantastic brother, you mean everything to us. You're patient, kind and generous, and nothing is too much fuss. You'll notice we always say yes to you when you ask around, just in case you get up to your old tricks and start swinging your head around. Happy birthday, Kevin Finlon, it's time to celebrate. The bar's not closed till midnight, so we'll all be here till late. He loves a drop of whiskey and drinks Guinness by the score. Happy birthday, Kevin Finlon, and another 50 more. Happy birthday, Kev! And a couple of words now from the big man himself. Come up here, Kevin. Come on up here. Thank you very much. What can I say? It's all true.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. You're everyone I wanted to be here tonight, and I love you all, and it really makes my night to see everyone here that I love to pieces, and hopefully in 10 years time I'll see you all again. Bars open till 12.
Thank you, Kevin. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Right, just talk among yourselves now for a while. Like if